one of the things that makes Barrel Craft Spirits unusual versus other successful brands is you don't actually own a still, so you're all about blending. And kind of how do you define blending?
Well, that's a really good question. I decided that there are people who are expert at running a factory, making the distillation, doing the distillation process, and distilling. And it was not something that I was particularly interested in. I was more interested in working with the components and the flavors and taking different whiskeys and combining them into something greater than the parts. And so I met Trip Simpson, and we started doing this early on, and we built an entire company around blending and creating different new products and expressions of products. Blending is an interesting concept because it really wasn't, blended whiskey was a dirty word in the United States because it was mainly a small amount of whiskey combined with grain neutral spirits. And so a lot of the products that people knew about were the ones from the 60s, the ones that your grandparents would drink, mixed with 7-Up, and that was a blended whiskey. So it really changed, and I remember one of the first interviews I ever did was, and so what is in the blended whiskeys? And I said, whiskey. We blend whiskeys. We don't blend whiskey with anything else. So, which was fairly novel at the time, and so that is the genesis of that whole thing.
The final question: how do you like your bourbon?
I generally drink neat. It's because I spend so much time tasting different bourbons that all the flavor and nuance comes out that way. Although I do like a Manhattan. Beatrice, founder of Barrell Craft Spirits.